Yes, one of the many things that we advise our clients when we take upon the professional career of a client, we rarely come across a client who has everything they need to have in terms of their presentation materials, i.e. a comp card, a resume or bio, or even a portfolio of some sort. My advisories amongst many to clients is to better prepare themselves so therefore when they necessarily go out on an interview or go to a casting, they're as prepared as possible by having those basic tools to present themselves accordingly to therefore win that opportunity via a job in a fashion show, doing film, television, or the likeness thereof. Many women and men are really subjected to a lot of negative situations where they may somehow be tempted to compromise their integrity by way of being offered opportunities of exposing themselves, whether it be TNA type of opportunities, a person coming to them trying to sell them on an opportunity that hasn't been really fully checked out. And we let them know, don't compromise your integrity for the sake of being on the cover of certain magazines, i.e. XXL or King or Smooth magazines. And for those are not necessarily magazines for which you want to therefore start your career off being on the cover of or being featured inside of.
And for those who don't know, what does TNA mean?
Tits and ass, or nudity, girly magazines, i.e. booty magazines, things that therefore will have a detrimental effect on you. For instance, if you happen to somehow be featured in a magazine of some sort, I call it the Vanessa Williams effect. By myself being 41 years old, I was 16, born on 16, that is, back in December of 1984, when Miss Vanessa Williams out of Millwood, New York, became the first black Miss America in the United States, only to have her crown stripped within 60 days, only because her photos, maybe 4 or 5 years preceding her winning of that crown, were revealed by a girly magazine, TNA, and therefore it was not the proper background for which she wanted to have therefore exposed, but once it was brought to the attention of the general public, her career pretty much was scarred for a period of 4 years up until 1988 when she was eventually able to make a rebound. But she was scarred for a period of time, and it was certainly not her fault. But those kind of things do have a way, and certainly for she was the poster child of what not to do, especially when you are a minority, and also when you are a high-profile figure. It can therefore be given to you and taken away from you just like that.
That's fine.
Specifying magazines like XXL, King, Black Men, Smooth, Hustler, Penthouse. I don't want to call out every major publication or therefore lack thereof, but there are various publications, whether it be regional, local, or national, that are suspect. To me, when somebody does a print photo shoot or they want to do a photo shoot with a particular photographer, I always like to check out that publication, who the editor is, who the publisher is, and therefore also let women know, as well as men, when you actually go out on a photo shoot, clear it through myself as a manager or an agency representation, so therefore we can check out to find out exactly where those photos are going to end up. Be very careful before you sign a model release form, so therefore you don't sign the rights of your own to a photographer or a publisher to see that those pictures later on down the road show up in places where you may not be too wise to see them show up. Many of our talent, we have at this point 109 clients around the country, many of which are models that come to us for direction, preparation of their presentation materials. And it's our job to make sure we let them know if a photographer approaches you, no matter how great his, her, or their game is, make sure you get an actual business card. Make sure you present those first to us for review and also careful background checks. So even if that photographer who does great work has a great story behind his, her, or themselves, let us be the judge to find out that photographer has your best interest in mind, and if necessary, we'll contact that photographer ourselves and therefore find out for sure if they actually are operating on the level. If not, then we'll use that person as a means of letting somebody else know. Be very careful of that photographer. Let us clear that particular photo shoot first before they actually go on something that they're going to regret later on.